Okay, this is a crazy story about how a plan to protect kids online completely backfired, leading to one of the most personal data breaches we've seen in a long time. We're going to get into how Discord, trying to do the right thing and follow the law, ended up at the very center of a massive identity leak. Right away, Discord put out a number, 70,000. That's their official count of users whose government-issued ID photos, we're talking passports, driver's licenses, the whole deal, were exposed. Now, that's a big number for sure, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Because the hackers who did this, yeah, they're telling a very different story. They're not saying 70,000. They're saying they got away with over 2 million. That massive gap between the company's number and the hacker's number? That's right at the heart of all the chaos and confusion here. So how on earth did we get here? How did a chat platform for gamers and communities turn into a treasure chest of government IDs for criminals? Well, ironically, the whole thing starts with a law that was supposed to make the internet safer. It's like a chain of dominoes. First, the UK's Online Safety Act kicks in, forcing Discord to start verifying user ages. So, Discord decides to hire an outside company, a vendor called 5CA, to deal with all those sensitive IDs. But this creates a weak link. And sure enough, in September 2025, a hacker gets into just one support agent's account at that vendor. For 58 hours they had access. And the scariest part? Nobody even realized it until a whole month later. You know, to really get the human cost of this, let's talk about someone we'll call Mia. She's a teenager in the UK who got flagged by Discord's system by mistake. To prove her age and get her account back, she did exactly what she was told to do. She uploaded a photo of her driver's license. She trusted them. And now, that trust is shattered, and her ID is out there in the wild. With potentially millions of IDs floating around, you can bet the hunt for who's responsible started immediately. And what we got was this epic corporate showdown, with Discord and its vendor pointing fingers right at each other. So Discord's story is pretty straightforward. They're saying, hey, our systems are fine. The problem was our vendor, 5CA. They claim the hackers broke into 5CA's network. And even worse, that 5CA was hanging on to all these IDs when they were supposed to be deleted right after verification. They were holding data they just shouldn't have. But then 5CA fired back with an absolute bombshell of a denial. In their official statement, they said, and I'm quoting here, none of 5CA's systems were involved. 5CA has not handled any government-issued IDs for this client. I mean, that's not just a denial, it's a total contradiction. So let's just lay this out. On one side, Discord says 5CA's systems were hacked and they were wrongly storing IDs. On the other side, 5CA says, nope, wasn't us and we don't even handle that kind of data for Discord. Look, they both can't be right. And while these two giants are fighting it out, millions of users like you and me are just stuck in the middle, wondering who to believe. Oh, and to make things even more interesting, the hackers themselves decided to step into the spotlight. A group calling itself Scattered Labs' Hunters took credit, and their motive? Pretty simple, really. They wanted a $3.5 million payday from Discord, which, for the record, Discord says it's not paying. But look, regardless of who's to blame, the data's out there. And this is where it gets really serious for everyone involved. We need to talk about why losing your government ID is not like losing a password. It's so much worse. This is what we call a forever risk. Think about it. If your password gets leaked, you just reset it, and you're mostly fine. But you can't reset your face. You can't change your legal name or your date of birth. Once that information is out, it is compromised forever. Just think about the toolkit this gives to criminals. Your ID photo, that's a golden key for identity theft and financial fraud. Your real name, now linked forever to your Discord username, say goodbye to your anonymity online and hello to potential stalking and harassment. Even your private messages with customer support can be used against you for blackmail. It is literally a complete package for causing chaos in someone's life. Okay, I know this all sounds incredibly alarming, but you are not helpless. There are real, concrete things you can and absolutely should do to protect yourself, whether you are in this breach or you just want to be ready for the next one. Alright, here is your 6-step personal defense plan. Number 1, and do this today, freeze your credit. It's free and it is the single best way to stop a criminal from opening a credit card or loan in your name. 2, watch your bank and credit card statements like a hawk for anything weird. 3, contact whoever issued your ID to report it compromised and get a new one. 4, go lock down your most important accounts. I'm talking email, banking, with new, unique passwords and turn on two-factor authentication. 5, be paranoid about phishing emails. Hackers will use this news to try and trick you. Never click links. And finally, number 6, file an official identity theft report. This creates a paper trail that is absolutely crucial for fixing any fraudulent activity later. So now that we've covered how to defend yourself, let's just zoom out for a second. Because this Discord breach wasn't just some random technical glitch. It's really a symptom of a much bigger, more philosophical problem with how we think about data in the first place. Right now, the default setting for pretty much every company and government is what you could call data maximization. The idea is, let's collect everything we can, believing that more data means better service or safety. But what it really does is create a giant glowing target for hackers. The opposite approach is something called data minimization. Only collect what you absolutely positively need. And the logic behind data minimization is actually beautiful in its simplicity. The most secure piece of data is the one you never collected in the first place, right? I mean, if a thief breaks into an empty room, what are they going to steal? Which leads us to a really fundamental question. We all know that perfect 100% unbreakable security is a fantasy. It doesn't exist. So, why are laws being passed that force companies to build these enormous centralized vaults of our most sensitive data when we know? It's a matter of when, not if, they get breached. And that's really the big takeaway here. This wasn't just about a password or a vendor's mistake. It was the predictable, almost inevitable result of a system that demands companies collect and hold on to information that they simply cannot promise to protect forever. So it leaves us all with one final question to think about. Not just with Discord, but with every app and service we use. Think about all the personal information you've handed over. For safety, for convenience, whatever the reason. And just ask yourself, is my data sitting in a digital room that, for my own security, probably should have been empty all along?